The home team got what you want. The home team got what you need. The home team is certified. The home team is TYP. The home team is real life. The home team, the newest music, sports, even news. They got what you need. Come and tune into the show. Don't miss a beat, get it from the home team. This be the show that'll put you on game. Hold it down for the South, for the Ground Street Dream. The real life spit, welcome you to the show. Cause you might hear some things that you really didn't know. Put you on to some guys on the move with the grind. Be surprised what you find, bottom line you ain't know. The hood politics, if you got the word news. Don't forget, subscribe, run it up with the view. With the rap, with the sports, if you got a little blue. If you let a home team, but you better not snooze. It's a new episode every week, no break. Real facts from the team, and it's no clickbait. Gotta make some shake, having fun every take. Welcome to the home team, and we won't be late. Tune in to the home team.
Welcome to the HomeTeam Show. You've been rolling solo. Now it's time to get down with the team.
Welcome back to another episode of the HomeTeam Show, man. If you didn't know, you better ask somebody. I am the show and the after party. This your main man, Home Team, and I'm most definitely in the building.
What it do, world? It's your boy TYP back for another great episode of the Home Team Show. Tune in, man. Make sure you go on YouTube, man. Go to the Home Team Show channel. Like, share, subscribe, man. For real. We got a great show for you today. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We got a young lady right here running for mayor of Columbia. You know what I'm saying? She come down to the Home Team Show, and she want to speak about where she from, who she is, and the policies that she bringing to the table to become the next mayor of Columbia. We have here the beautiful Ashley Townsend. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. And
How you like the intro?
I love that intro.
You see how I brought
Look,
that
that had a nice little rock to it.
I
Home team. Welcome to the home team.
Yeah, it is.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That it was a very
TYP
jazzy.
He put that together.
He did. He did a great job with that. But yes, thank you. Okay, we won't talk about that. We got to talk about that. We can continue. I think we're gonna lock that under privilege since you've actually sought counsel for that. So we're gonna lock that under privilege.
I like that.
At this point,
I like that.
So it's
that's why she here, people.
Yeah, locked it up, like Pandora's box.
What was that video that was going on TikTok with the lawyer say? Just shut up.
Just shut up. You know, we love to tell our clients. This is like, why would you say that? Like they come in, I'm just like, what does it warrant say? You said what to the cop?
Right, just shut up.
Just please, just close your mouth, get your ID, and just deal with it. No admissions of anything.
So like I said, man, we got our sister Ashley right here. You know what I'm saying? Running for mayor of Columbia. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of viewers who are first time voters. We have a lot of people who register to vote, and they're gonna actually participate in the voting process.
That is going to please make an informed decision.
Yes.
Because that is the Constitution states we the people in order to form a more perfect union. So it's vital that we speak our voice. We make our voice heard.
Right.
And the only way to do that is really through our right to vote that they are also attempting so hard to eliminate. And I know a lot of people have become complacent. They are, very disingenuous in the voting process. And they take guidance and say, oh, I'm going to like him because somebody's hair, or I'm going to like him because they have this cute doll. But we have to remember it's not just about the individual or the appearance of someone. It's about their background, their education, and their moral compass. And it's really their principles really aligned to be your representative.
Right.
And you got to test them on that. You have to test them on that. That's why I say you can always find me. My name's on the front door. Like,
right.
You know where to find me in downtown Columbia. My name's on the front door.
On the front door.
Okay. So, but having those genuine conversations, and I really feel that a knowledgeable representative won't give you some wishy-washy roundabout answer or have an answer fed to them. They should be the ones that have been educated enough to say, hey, I understand. I'm listening. I take your concern. And this is our approach to help you with that.
Man, and that's why we brought you on the show, to educate, get people to know who you are in your campaign and the platform that you stand on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I always look at with the voting situation, it's always a lot of people register.
Yes.
People, they had a registration of festivals. Sign up. Everybody signing up, but them not the same people that actually
Get
Go
out
doing
to
the
the vote.
footwork and going to actually
The
do the vote.
matriculation to the polls
Right.
is an uphill battle with the vast majority of our American population. Because people just don't think it matters, or they will say what's more vital is voting in your local elections and for your state and House representatives, your Congress candidates, your Senate candidates, because those are the ones that actually make the legislative difference that directly affect you. Voting for your school board representatives, if you know, we need your local representation and your direct representatives, probably the most important elections to cast a vote in. The president is, run by an electoral college, and
right.
I mean,
it takes a long way to trickle to Columbia, Tennessee.
It takes a long, even if the federal legislation, if you're not voting for your local representatives or the ones that represent you in your district in Congress, your districts, and the U.S. Senate, then the legislation that's actually being passed is not coming from your president. And your president can be there and do what they do, but whether it's constitutional or not, we've seen that in history recently, that it goes to a Supreme Court decision. But you want the people representing you to speak for you and know the plights that you deal with at home.
Right.
The president doesn't know what's going on in Columbia, Tennessee.
He has no clue.
But our U.S. Congress candidates do. Your House and State Senate candidates do. Your U.S. Senate should know. Your governor should definitely know.
Definitely.
This is what affects you at home.
And the mayor should know.
And the mayor absolutely should know.
Correct. That's the position.
Your city council. I'm running for the city mayor of Columbia, and impressive to know that they're the first Black female mayor of the state of Tennessee.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
And
we've had Black female vice mayors.
Yeah.
But we've had Black male mayors in certain municipalities in the state. But to my knowledge, there's never been a Black female mayor.
Well, let's get you
of a city in the state of Tennessee. It would be my honor and my privilege to serve the city.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So before we get into the politics of things, let's get to know Ashley.
Get to know me.
Let's go, Ashley, the sister. Ashley, the home girl.
The home girl.
I
am your sister. I am your home girl. So I am a Tennessee. I was born in Memphis. I moved to Williamson County when I was 14. I'm 40 years old now. I just celebrated my 40th birthday.
You just throw your age out there like
that?
that?
I do, because I'm proud of it. Look at this. I still look like I'm 25. So of course it's great. I'm proud to be 40. I'm proud to be 40.
He's 52.
There you go. Look.
And how old do I look?
You look like 35.
You're a good lawyer. I see you work in law firm. You know how to swing good. Yeah, I am about 35.
Yeah, you don't look your age,
Yeah,
but that's all the moisturizing we do. It keeps our skin.
She said I don't look my age, so she said that ain't me really. I really ain't 35. Okay.
You don't look 50 anything.
I'm
52.
not 50. He is lying.
Okay.
Then we were talking about that issue he going through.
Oh yeah, that issue. We can't discuss on camera.
Right.
It's privilege at this point.
It's kicking in. So tell us about Ashley.
I moved to Columbia. I got my house in Riverside on Carter Street in 2008. I've raised my 15-year-old son. My son's now 15. I've raised him here. I have loved being a part of this community. What brought me to Columbia, first off, was the authentic Southern charm beauty. And being a Tennessee native, I was like, oh, this is a beautiful place. And I have loved living there ever since. And even though I have been here since 2008, my endeavors with my social groups and the organizations around here have, I guess, I've been more of in the shadows, but I do know a lot of people, but I've been more in the shadows of such. And I have definitely had to travel the world to accomplish some of my dreams. So yes, this has been my primary residence since 2008. My registered voting address since 2008.
Okay.
And I now live in the Columbia Arts District now. Okay.
Okay.
So you know where to find me. I cook for Station 1 all the time, and I'm always running up Garden Street. I had my educational background. Went to college, LSU. Woo, go Tigers! And
Whoa,
everything.
girl, you know you at. You in Tennessee country. You
But
in
I'm so sorry. I love my purple and gold.
Fall Nation.
Okay, we ain't gonna
My
strike
brother
that
went to
against
university. My brother went to University of Tennessee, and we have this.
Girl, that just saved your ass.
Okay, my brother.
He's a devoted
Man.
UT fan. That's
Well,
why
my
you got
brother went to University. My brother went to University of
Okay.
Tennessee. So growing, my older brother. So we always have. I say I'm the favorite, and my dad would always have to split the house because SEC. We go crazy.
We do.
So my dad would have to sit the house, and my dad loves to do kind of carpentry as a side gig, a hobby, and he built this bench, and he painted one side purple and gold, and the other side orange and white. So I was looking at it, and I always laughed. And I would tell my brother every time he would come home, I say, "Look, you see, I think the purple and gold side's just a little bit bigger."
It ain't even. We understand. We get that type of stuff with Vols Nation.
Yes, but my brother went to, and actually the lead partner at our firm, he went to University of Tennessee. We get into it back and forth. We're actually going to go to the Tennessee LSU game this year. We decided it's right by his birthday. It's in November. We're going.
Okay.
And I was like, we're going. Boom. He went to University of Tennessee and University of Tennessee Law School, Gene Hallworth. But yes, so back to a little bit about me. I am a mom. I started in funny thing. I do have this entertainment career sprinkled throughout my life, right? From singing with Brian McKnight on the Disney Teachers Awards, things like that.
Hold on. Let's just don't slide past that. You sung with Brian McKnight?
Yes, we did a rendition of Fame on Disney. I mean, I was like a Disney kid, a Disney singer. So my mom was in entertainment, and my father was always in politics and a man of the cloth, a clergyman. He's a preacher. On my dad's side, they were always very much politically active, from working with Medgar Evers to establish voting rights, to me knowing like the King family and working with them, the Ford family out of Memphis. We, I dealt with him my whole life. Judge Joe Brown, Joe Brown.
Actually know him?
Yes. So we got into an argument when I was 10 years old because he used the word damn. We were sitting around. My dad was in the Memphis and made barbecue cooking contest, and Judge Joe Brown said, "Damn." And I said, it's inappropriate to use vulgar language and profanity around women and children. And
you was 10.
I was 10. He goes, "Well, it's in the Bible." I said, "Not in the context you were using it, Judge Joe Brown." Yeah, I was 10 years old. It was fine. My dad still laughs about that. Yeah. He's like, and Joe sees me, and he's like, his son and I grew up together, so our parents were friends. And I had an entertainment career. I had a very successful financial services career as well. I've done a lot of legislative advocacy to help disenfranchised communities, from domestic violence victims to child abuse awareness, helping displaced people populations, and securing first-time homebuyer programs and financial literacy programs. I actually established it was on a team that established a first-time homebuyer grant through PNC Mortgage. So PNC Bank it was a $10,000 grant for closing costs. These are the things that I've affected and changed. Worked with my friend Reed Gutierrez, the mayor of the city of Trenton, New Jersey, worked on the no violence kind of initiatives to help the youth. Funny thing, I can't play basketball, but I coached 2 championship basketball teams for my summer league in New Jersey for no violence basketball. Yeah, I had them out there running. I was like, defense. I was like, defense is the best offense, I was I had them running, but I grew very close to those young men who dealt with a plight of a lot of senseless violence, and to the point where I moved to I stayed in the city with them. I would walk around, everybody in the neighborhood would call me coach. I'd have a backpack on, making sure the boys were in the house. It was sad seeing some of their, one time we had a game, and one of our players came up to me and said, "Miss Ashley, I just don't know what to do. My mom and my stepdad got arrested last night, and I'm home alone." And I said, "Well, you can't go back home alone." So I said, "You're going to come to my house, and have you eaten today?" These kids struggle with so much, from food insecurity to instability in their home life. And anyway, I guess it's just my purpose to help. I can't not help someone.
Right.
If I have share my blessings and share my knowledge, and do anything I can to, make their life just a little bit better, not for notoriety, not for a pat on the back, just because it's what God would want me to do.
All right. All right. So getting to know you, Ashley. How would your family? How would they describe?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, let's see.
Just
How would they?
how would everybody describe me?
No, let's just stick to
It's not even
your family.
look, and I own it. I own it. Well, my family and my friends will all say the same thing, and anybody that works with me, they'll all say the same thing. She is 90 going north.
90 going north.
Yeah, all the time. She will if she's set her mind to it, just get out of her way. She's gonna do it. She's brave and she won't back down from anybody. Yeah, that's kind of how everyone would most likely. But I'm also very fun and she can cook. That's something else people say. Oh, her food is amazing.
Okay.
But I have a coffee mug that clients made me. It said Ashley saves the day, and they gave it to me as a gift one year. I still drink out of that mug regularly. But yeah.
So with your coffee mug saying that, do you take that as a badge of honor? Like,
I take it more like it's a humbling phrasing to know that I have impacted people so much, to say like, hey, go to Ashley. Ashley, call Ashley. She can help. Oh, Ashley will know what to do. Call her. You know, I take it as it's a humbling honor to say that, to know that I have affected change for so many people, and I respect that so much. I respect those individuals. I'm just happy to see them succeeding.
Okay. So I see you touched on that. You started in the music industry. What brought you to singing?
My mom was a singer. My mom was with this band Menagerie back in the day, Motown. Like, grew up like we had the most colorful dynamics of people. Everyone. My mom was friends with Isley Brothers, the OJs, you know, Regina Bell, like everyone in our house. And my first performance, I was 3 years old, and my mom was like, "Okay, she's gonna go." I was a super, I still kind of am, not girly girl, you know, no makeup, none of the frills and fluff. It's just me. So my mom said, "We're gonna put you in this talent show," and I had to do New York, and tap dance. And so, but I had long, like silky curly hair, and I cut my hair just out of spite when I was 3 because I didn't want to do it. I told my daddy I didn't want to do it.
At 3?
At 3, I did. It was my protest to wanting to be on stage, paraded around.
Man, look, we are two boys, right? If my dad would have caught us cutting our hair at 3, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have had this interview today at 3 years old.
No. It was my, but I'm a daddy's girl. I was daddy's little princess, but I was a protest of not wanting to do the song that my mom had picked out, and she had all this frilly stuff for me to do. So, but I remember that, and she was just so, I mean, I broke her heart. I still apologize for it today. I'm like, sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Man. Sorry, Mom. I know, but that's what got me on stage. I was with Memphis Concert Ballet for a while. And I started singing, and I loved it. I'm also a songwriter. So I did artist development, songwriting, creative direction. So it was more than just being a singer. I'm a published poet. I know. See, you got all kinds of skills. I know. I'm in the Anthology of Poetry for Young Writers. I got published when I was the first time when I was in 6th grade, I think. It comes with the territory of a 164 IQ. I'm telling you, it's a blessing and a curse.
Man, see, because I relate. Because
you seem like it.
Because I sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I try not to brag about it, but once I come around a singer, it
just comes out. We'll have to do a duet then.
We have to. No,
yeah, we'll have to.
I do.
Why not? Why not? Let's do it. We're gonna come out with a duet.
I'm in between.
Is this more like your rap definition?
He definitely sings like Old Dirty. He definitely sings like Old Dirty Bastard.
I
definitely sings.
I rap like Old Dirty.
No, he sing like.
He said he was a mix between ODB and
Nas.
I
sing.
Y'all heard that?
That's his lyricism.
I sing like Teddy Pendergrass. It's between Teddy Pendergrass and Bobby Blue Bland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael Blue Blay?
Bobby. You ain't heard of him.
Blay.
You heard of him. He deep in the Delta. He's deep in the Delta South. See, when I said Bobby, you see my brother, he see that.
Okay.
Bobby
Teddy Pendergrass.
I don't see Teddy.
Teddy Pendergrass.
I have to look at this Bobby Blue Blay because I'm not familiar.
Bobby Blue Bland.
Bobby Blue Bland. He's a blues singer.
Bobby Blue Bland.
I have that, but I'm humble. I'm humble.
Okay.
I don't really like to just share it with the world.
Well, can you share it with me one day?
I will off camera because
camera.
it be people trying to sign me, and then I won't. It won't never.
Trust and believe that's a long. That's a long road, hon. But I would love to.
Joy Road, a long road.
It is a long road.
Joy Road, a long road. Joy
Long.
Road, long road. So we getting to know you, Ashley. We getting to know you. What drove you? First of all, let me ask you this: what is the responsibility of a mayor?
Well,
especially specifically a mayor of Columbia, because
No.
every responsibility for mayors in different cities and towns
it's totally
is
different based on the city charter. So
Right.
here, our city charter establishes the city manager is basically like our executive director, right?
Mhm.
So he is the CEO, who's the operational, or he or she, that individual, the city
Them or
manager, them or they. You know, we got to get our pronouns
Everybody.
right.
Mhm.
The city manager is the one that kind of controls all the operations of the city currently under our city charter. The mayor and city council function, and the vice mayor function in creating the policy, and which is voted on, and the legislative aspects. So that's how our current city charter is established. Our operational roles include any of the city administration, so Parks and Rec. It does not include the school. Well, the mayor has a voice in the policy writing along with the city council and the vice mayor. They're the policy creators. The city manager is the one who currently would do all of the operational execution of such. Now,
not to interrupt you.
Okay.
Is there a way you can explain it like you explained it to a third grader?
Okay. So if we were at a company,
Mm-hmm.
you have your city manager controls all the moving parts, right? So everyone works, the city manager controls all the workers and all the departments, right? Then over here, if you have what's known as like a board of directors at a company, so those are the ones that would make the policies or the rules that the rest of the employees and abide by in departments. So is that layman enough, or do I need to break it down just a little bit more?
I think you kind of explained a little bit to a third grader. Say, okay,
yeah, and you know,
milk and cookie time. I think you explained it.
So the one thing that's important too. So city charters are there, but city charters, just like anything, can also be effectively changed if necessary, but that would be a decision of the community, not necessarily a decision of one individual.
Okay.
So I mean, if I'm right, so you saying the city manager is over the mayor?
The city manager is over operations of said city. So yeah,
they got a little more pull than the mayor.
So the way the Columbia Executive Charter is established, or the city charter is established, the mayor is part of the policy writing team. So you have your legislative aspects. Okay, let's look at it like this. If you have our three branches of government, your executive, your legislative, and your judicial, right? So technically you would say, hey, and that being said, the legislative aspects include the mayor, city council, and the vice mayor. The executive branch is under the control and guise of the city manager, basically, because he controls the flow of operations. And then, of course, our judicial still falls under our Tennessee Supreme Court, just in case anything is happening. We still have that checks and balances in the charter, but there's three separate branches. So one makes policy, one implements policy.
Okay.
One, still our courts still oversee said policy is written.
All right.
I'm actually having a meeting with our city manager next week, Mr. Tony Massey.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Who is our city manager?
Our city manager currently is Tony Massey. Our current mayor, city mayor, is Chaz Mulder. As everyone knows, our current vice mayor is Randy McBroom. So, and we all know, like, I hope everyone knows their city councilman, or council person.
They probably don't.
Well, they should definitely look that up.
Look
Because it depends on what city ward you're in, if you're in C2 or however. But Tony Massey and I are having a meeting next week. It's an interesting charter, to say the least. Well, I've reviewed a lot of city charters, and Columbia definitely has an interesting one as far as executive and legislative operation. So, yeah, I'm going to take some more time and try to figure out why it's that way. But,
I think it's important that you how you broke that down. I think it's important because a lot of times it's a lot of people who live in communities and they don't know nothing about that.
yeah,
They don't know nothing about local breakdowns of the government of local. So a lot of times people, like you said, think about just voting for president.
yes, yeah,
And they're not really understanding the local impact.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate how you broke that down.
Yeah, and it gets a little bit more involved when you start expanding into, hey, we have our county commission, and then we have our county mayor. Now, the way the county is set up is slightly different than how the operations of each of the city is set up. So our county commission controls a lot, and our county mayor does as well. So it's a very interesting operational. But there's a lot of municipalities within Murray County. I don't know if that is the reason why the charter was written the way it is. But as far as I know, everybody considers Columbia like the big city of Murray County.
It used to be. I think now Spring Hill and Thompson Station.
Well, Spring Hill split into Williamson and Murray. So
And Thompson Station is in what, Wilson County?
Williamson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that becomes an interesting dynamic too. So a lot of that sits under the Williamson County administration.
So would you, and
There
that's the
we go.
breakdown of it.
Oh, there's the
You see what our producer doing?
There you go. I
we
appreciate
small
that.
time.
So you can see your wards, your Ward 1, and your representative for your city council. Thank you for that. Because I always forget who sits in which ward.
That's good. That's good to know because, like I said, it's a lot of people right here in Columbia. They don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know who over they were.
It's important that we do have that. See, that's what I say. And some people have come with negative feedback. I don't know. I see comments where when I speak about education, it automatically aligns in some people's minds to say, like, well, you're going to be the city mayor. You don't have any control over education. That's run by the school board and county commission. I'm not speaking of our school system. I'm speaking of our general public being more informed, which is vital to the success of our city. We all need to know what's going on. There needs to be an open door policy. People need to have the access to the information that they're requesting. And if they don't know, my name is on the front door.
Exactly.
On the front door.
Exactly.
You got to look for
So are you a mayor? I heard you saying just a second ago, it's an open door policy. I mean, if you become mayor, I mean, when you become mayor.
I like that sense of speaking things into fruition.
You saying that an average citizen, he has access to just walk up?
I've always been a very approachable person. How you people see me in the community, I'm always constantly speaking. I'm on my porch patio. I'm very friendly. But one thing that I would love to do, which I don't see, is having the town meetings, which we don't see it, and getting some of the local administration involved in such as well, because there needs to be an open forum beyond the timed matters of a city council meeting, where our citizens have the ability to come and freely speak to us and address their concerns. Obviously in a respectful manner.
Right.
And then but yes, I think it's vital to have a presence where people can reach you, where people can speak to you, especially when you're in the local municipality. I live here too.
Right.
I mean, like, some of my neighbors are like, you need to stop running so late at night. I'm like, why? Nobody's out here. And I can just sing in the middle of the street with my earbuds and don't have to worry about anybody speeding around.
This is a safe town to do that.
I do believe we live in a very safe town. I do. Compared to places I've lived and seen.
Well, you say you're from Memphis. So I can understand. You run down the street, they whistling at this, like the song. You see my rap skills? You see, I just do that in there.
So, yeah, but it's a good point. I made this priority of my team and a plan of implementation of saying, hey, I wouldn't want to have town meetings. So no one's time. They could get up but in respect, one thing where I think sometimes that gets out of balance is, I'm so sorry, I can't take care of all of your needs. I see this with our clients that come in, which my team tells me I go like my lead partner was like, you spend all day on the phone. You'll listen to anyone. You're going above and because I do. If I can help, I will help. And people need to be heard. And you don't sign up to serve the community if you're not willing to be present for said community.
Say that again.
You don't sign up to serve the community if you're not willing to be present for the community. I don't need to find you hidden behind a door. I don't need to wait 3 weeks to I had a citizen call my office just the other day who had messaged me on my Facebook mayor page, and he's a disabled person, and I've yet to meet this man in person. But he called. He's like, they're telling me my rent did get paid, but here's my confirmation and a phone call. I was like, okay, don't worry. Just give me the information. I'll take care of it. While managing my busy, crazy day, but did make the phone call. Ended up saying, you guys are trying to charge him a late fee of $109 and a NSF fee of $30, but it seems like your payment system had the processing error, not this gentleman. Oh, well, we'll refund that. Just that simple. Something that took me less than 20 minutes that I could get in throughout my day had a huge impact on this man's life.
Oh, man.
Because he was calling thinking they were going to try to evict him and this, that, and the third, and apparently one of the people in the office. So I said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. A quick phone call. But that's accessibility. And when you sign up to serve, you really do need to be present. You do.
So how would you describe your leadership style?
I'm a meeting of the minds of the round table leadership style. I have 5 non-negotiables. And I've lived this throughout my business career. 5 non-negotiables. Leave your personal feelings and ego at the door. That's rule number 1 of anyone that endeavors to do any type of business with me on any level.
Girl, that ain't got nothing to do with business. That could man, for real.
I don't like there's no place. Be respectful to everyone involved. And that's not just the people that you're sitting in that meeting with, it's the people that the decisions you're making have an impact on. You need to be respectful. And pretty much I expanded that in my creative business endeavors to saying and I'm even saying anything that lives, breathes, and has biology. Okay.
Right.
Okay. You be respectful to everything, the environment, everything.
Right.
Be respectful to everyone involved. Play your part. You can't wear the hat of everybody. So you need to do your job effectively and know what your role is and come to there prepared. Do things right the first time. And that's not meaning that you have to know everything, but when in doubt, don't. So therefore, you're not making a mistake that has to be corrected and becomes more convoluted going forward. Do things right the first time, and don't be distracting to the task at hand. Distraction is a big thing. Those are my 5 non-negotiables. And because distractions, we're flooded by distractions. We're flooded with unnecessary BS all the time. Things that they're completely unreasonable. They have no basis in whatever is being discussed because they want to throw you off from what truly matters. We are bombarded, pelted with distractions, social media, on television, the misinformation, the lies, the misrepresentations. And it's like, okay, but can we get back to the point now? Because we all have an end goal here to prosper. And the more when we figure out that we have to lead down that road united, and we have to gather behind what a cause and an initiative is and the individuals that can truly affect change for us. Whatever that looks like. Yeah. Those are who we need. And stop being distracted with the nonsense. Right. Because it's getting us nowhere but further in the gutter.
Right.
So I got one.
You have a question.
So with Columbia has been one of the fastest growing cities in Tennessee. What would be your plans to manage the growth of this town without actually changing their feel of the community that's already here?
Great question. So I commissioned an analysis of the growth rate here and discussed it with a lot of former administrators of our county and city. We are projected to double in size in the next 10 years. One main concern of mine is that our infrastructure is highly deficient in that. And when I say infrastructure, I mean our city water sewer, our emergency response teams, our staffing, our equipment, all around. Infrastructure is lacking in that. But what I love best about this, I'm all about authenticity and transparency. And our city and our richness of our history needs to be preserved. So when I speak of the growth rates. I want to revitalize, restore. I do not want to tear down and rebuild. I've seen it all across Nashville. They did it in Austin, Texas. No, we don't want to paint paradise and put up a parking lot. We want to have the authenticity, the richness of our history preserved. Preservation is important, and empower our local residents. That's why a big push of mine is to have a penetration of home ownership here, and creating those initiatives there, and driving the force with lenders, realtors. Well, these are all plans already being worked on, because people need to have home ownership. When you have home ownership, I feel that you have a more powerful presence in your community. I want to empower our small business owners with funding, the resources that are available, giving them access and the resources and the education to utilize the funding available to them, so that we can take our local population and have them grow. Of course, everybody wants tours, but I want people to come and tour Columbia saying, hey, you can only find in Columbia.
I like the way you think. I've been saying that for years, especially like with all the businesses that they bring here. I said, we already got that in Spring Hill, already got that in Franklin. It's nothing that's going to make people leave their city or their town and have to come to Columbia. Like for instance, when Columbia had the only movie theater.
Yes.
That was the time. Everybody had to come to Columbia. Lewisburg, Pulaski, everybody had to come to Columbia because that was the closest movie theater around.
Yes.
We don't have nothing like that no more here.
We don't. And what's interesting is, because I'm a big foodie. I love food. I eat all day long. I just love food. And when I think about some of our small business owners, like Willie's 5-star wings. Oh, I love Willie's 5-star wings, Well, we have these food trucks that have great food. And these are local individuals, and trying to get them into, there's a lot of places where you could utilize having ghost kitchens and food courts, right? Where they can have a brick and mortar set up. And helping them reach the level of funding necessary to bring that into fruition is highly important. You walk around, a lot of what I wear, what you see me out in, those are local vendors, like my tie-dye things. That's a local artist who does that. My tie-dye piece from Juneteenth, the tie-dye shirt I worked to, and her son is actually facing malicious prosecution on murder. And so all her proceeds go to his criminal defense fund.
What's her name?
It's Die for.
We ain't gonna put you on the spot like that.
I can get it to you. And we can add it to the link, because my good friend Sarah Kennedy, who is the director of the Ghostlight Foundation, Ghostlight Books, she is the one that turned me on to that. There's a lady, Victoria, that made my Led Zeppelin piece for Tunes for Tales. These are all local individuals that have great art, a great business and passion, and they just need to be supported in funding. And we need to do that. We need to rally behind supporting our community more. People, if you live here, you should shop here. You should support what's here.
Yes.
And I would like to see more utilization of our green spaces, our parks, for families to get out, for us to have more of these farmers markets, not just at Riverwalk. Why can't we set up things like that on a regular basis to utilize Fairview Park or Woodland Park, is Ridley Park, that's really important.
I think it is too, because you can imagine how much money that's being spent outside the county.
Yeah.
Like people who live here and they're traveling outside the country to spend their money.
Absolutely.
Millions of dollars.
Absolutely. And you see these other municipalities like Franklin, Spring Hill, they're always having some kind of festival, right? They have the Ham Festival. They have the, Pilgrimage Festival. They got the
festival.
They have the art crawls and the art walks, things that we're not doing here. But what that does is promote the local businesses more. And I would like to work on getting that done, to say, hey, those are all things I'm passionate about. Look, you tell me I can come get some art, some food, and a cool new piece of one of a kind wares.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm down. Take our family out and we're going to listen to some concerts out in Woodland Park. Okay, great. We're going to have a water balloon fight at Fairview. I'm there rocking with the Super Soaker,
Right. Now, speaking of that, so you said Super Soakers, right? Next question I got.
Okay.
Because I'm going to keep saying when, not if.
Okay.
When you get elected,
okay,
being the mother of a teenager.
Yes.
I know you definitely have noticed there's nothing here for kids to do besides sports.
Yes, and it's really expensive to go to 10 pin too. So
Man, it is.
it is very expensive. I know when my son got, I'm like, oh God, and who else do I have to pay for? You know? And he's like, Mom, can you just Venmo me? I'm like, no, you're gonna come pick up some cash because like that's no, we're not doing that. So when I was a kid, we used to have teen clubs, and we used to have we would have a, what was it called? Okay, when I was in elementary and middle school, we had something Friday, and we would go to a church, and we would utilize the auxiliary building. But we had like our little mini club, but it was all supervised. There was a section in there where you could go play games, and I would like to see those programs happening, but it would also take the involvement of some of our other community organizations to help me pull it together. Like the teens right now, I'm seeing an increase in just, you go to juvenile court, and I'm in court all the time, and it just saddens me because it's just the results of children being bored. They're being bored. And I know Tony Green does a lot for our community. He actually helped me organize bikers or the THP to escort my bikers for child abuse awareness rally that we did here. I would like to see there be more positive programs, especially during the summertime. Other than just sports, like you go to the courts, you play basketball, or you go, which sports are great. I love sports. I'm an athlete myself.
Right.
But they need some more recreation that is cost effective for the families, because we're also struggling there economically in most households. So I would like to see some organizations work with us to say, hey, can we put on like a little teen night here? You know, even if it's at a church, we play clean music, we give the kids something. They serve mocktails, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we used to
Yeah, we
Freedom
did.
Friday.
Right.
That's what it was called. I had to think of this is pulling back in my Freedom Friday. And every Friday we would go, the church would turn the parquet floor basketball court into a skating ring, and we could skate. And then we had like a little section, we had a little concession stand, and we turned the little lights down in one of the fellowship rooms, and you could have like a little dance party. And it was like a little club where they had a little cheap building. It was not a lot to execute. They looking back on it, like, man, they didn't really put too much effort into what we were doing.
But it was fun.
But it was fun, and you could gather with your friends. The church members would take part in, supervising everything. We had good, clean fun and ran around, and it was somewhere for, especially when you went to different schools, everyone could meet up for Freedom Friday.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I like something to that nature. Now, when we got to high school, we would go to this place in Nashville. It was, it's down off of Old Hickory Boulevard and like before Nolensville Road, though. But they had like a teen night. It was like, it was a urban light.
It wasn't Club Sensation or nothing like that.
No,
I
think that's on the north side of town. I don't think Sensations ever had a teen night.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too. Like that. There might be with some teens in there on.
I don't even think it's open. But yeah, it wasn't a teen night.
Okay.
No, they had one of the clubs would open. So I was thinking about, hey, would the Mule House be interested in doing something like that? So our kids could go in. They have all that space downstairs, which I didn't really realize.
Or the art district.
Or the art district, the CAD building.
Yeah.
We could do a Dancing Under the Stars. We could all sit around and watch our kids, anything. But it has to start with us working together as a community, because it's not one person that can do all of this.
Right.
Even being mayor, there's nothing I can achieve alone. I'm going to need the support and the involvement of my community to assist in the endeavors of change that they would like to see. And don't have expectations of others you don't hold yourself to.
That's good. That's a good point.
Good, yeah.
So let me ask you this: what are your top 3 issues you believe Columbia is facing right now?
Well, one, the most important thing is the stabilization in housing, whether it be first-time ownership, first-time home ownership, or affordable housing in general. So that's why I'm working with these real estate analysts, these real estate brokers, to come up with a plan of action to make home ownership achievable. Figuring out today we were talking about this U.S. Census tracts and our metrics there of what homes are on the market currently and how we can utilize the FHA 203K program. even if you need to have that. For those that don't know what that is, you can Google it. I know everybody loves chat GPTing things. But that's a loan that can get you in a first-time home buyer program that we're talking about, and actually take and revitalize and restore any homes that are, don't come up to code just yet, but they give you the money to fix your house, and then you own a house. We're talking about zero money down, no PMI mortgages.
PMIs.
PMI is private.
Third grade.
PMI is private mortgage insurance. So the way mortgages are structured, you have your loan to value, which means the amount of money you borrow and compared to the down payment you make. So those can be if you have a good lump sum to put down, let's say your purchase price is $100,000. If you put down $10,000, then you're at what, a 90,000 is left, which makes it a 90% loan to value. Okay. So to banks, their securities, they like to protect their interest. So they'll make you pay a premium when your loan to value is over a certain rate. That means that protects them in case of foreclosure. So we're looking at lending programs because part of the Community Reinvestment Act, which is federal legislation, banks and financial institutions are required to reinvest in their community and have a certain amount of matriculation under these funding programs.
And so with those programs, a mayor has influence over these programs.
They already exist. It's just me. They already exist. It's about me as the mayor educating my constituents to take these things into effect and utilize them. That's my job. They already exist. And guess what? Your federal taxes already paid for it. There are grants that are out there. So when I speak of this, and I also am sourcing down lists of kind of credible real estate developers with rental housing to say, hey, what portion of your development are you going to make income restricted so that even if someone at this point in time can't achieve the home ownership because of things that they might have to get done with restoring their credit, or they might just be slightly off on their income, whatever the case may be. Okay, but then they're renters. So how am I going to stabilize the renting market? So I have to have income restricted housing. And that's encouragement with these developers if they want to come in conversations with the planning commission saying, how much are you scrutinizing their plans? These are votes at city council saying, like, do you approve or deny this? Yeah, so it's important because we have to look at it holistically, saying we have to stabilize housing here for our citizens. The next issue, most certainly, is the deficiencies of infrastructure here in the city. And when I say infrastructure, beyond the city's sewer, water, the 25-year water crisis that's been pending, beyond that, when I speak of infrastructure, I'm speaking of the emergency response teams. I have met a lot with our administration of our first responders and knowing that we need more firefighters and fire and rescue. We need more fire stations. As your population grows, that means the area that our emergency teams have to respond to also grows. And that's on a per capita basis, not just the distance. You're talking about having more people in a smaller area. That's your per capita growth. So that could interfere with response times. We also need to make sure we have sufficient equipment for the vast growth that we're about to face. And we need the actual emergency responders.
Right.
So that's an evaluation of comparable pay. Because the turnover rates, we don't want to have that. Is hiring someone exhausting a lot of funding to train them, for them to go and get trained and then go take a position elsewhere. So that's like, oh, you're just kind of using me,
So with these things, and the mayor has influence on these things.
The mayor can sit down and absolutely have conversations with the rest of the administration and say, hey, are we scrutinizing this? Hey, and more certainly, our citizens have influence on it. Our citizens 100% have influence on it. When developments need to be approved, if you have issues, you need to go and make your voice heard about it. But you also need to know what's going on. So I would say review the notes that are available on the city site.
Yeah.
Like you go on everybody has a phone. Everybody has access to internet, and I know we do. Okay.
Right. And what's the website?
For our Columbia, City of Columbia.org, like our
ColumbiaCity.org.
the Columbia City, the City of Columbia, is it .org or .gov? Might be .gov.
Type both of them in.
Just Google the City of Columbia, okay, Tennessee. It pulls up the city website. And ColumbiaTN.gov. There we go. So ColumbiaTN.gov. So you go there, and all of these issues are clearly listed in every section. So there you go. So yeah, so you have this.
That's
so you
the
can
website.
talk about agendas and meetings there. You can find out about your city departments. You can go in. So yeah, keep scrolling. You have your calendar of meeting and events. You learn your city council. You can go back to the live stream. Actually, my homeboy Ross.
This is key. This is key because I think a big problem
You
with
see that
small
paving
towns
project,
is people
summer
not educated on
2026?
this.
Yeah. So why did I see flaggers? Like, didn't have any flaggers, and a man with a truck just on Highland Street. I was like, what? Dust is flying everywhere. This is a traffic hazard. So this is where you go to see what you need to see and figure out what they're talking about and what affects you in your area. This is important. It breaks it all down.
That's important.
And you can, like, when you're sitting there, instead of being on TikTok,
there we go.
You can be, you can take a couple of minutes and you can go there and figure out what is affecting you in your local area. It's your city ward. What's going on? What are they planning on doing? How are they planning on doing it? So that you can say, do you like it? Do you agree or do you disagree?
Right.
But that's where the information exists. And it's public information. So everybody just has to access it.
That's how you pull the wool over your head. They put it right in front of your face, and we don't pay attention.
Yeah. There's hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight.
And then you know when you need to be where. You know, the city council meetings, you can find them right there. You figure out what happened at the last one and be like, oh wait, why did that happen? You know, you know what's going on, and you know the questions to ask and the people to ask them to.
Hey, we're gonna go to a few advertisements.
Absolutely.
And then we'll be right back, man, with our interview with Ashley Townsend. You know what I'm saying? Running for mayor of the city. Columbia City Mayor, man. She'll appreciate your vote, and we'll be right back on the Home Team Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, walk in the building like I got $1 million on me in cash. Okay, tired of counting, I hired accountants to doing the math. Okay, took it to places they never could make it. I'm forming a pack. Okay, not going back. Okay, not going back. Let's go. Not from this planet. Pull up an alien rocket ship.
Man, welcome back. We again, Home Team Show, TYP, the lovely lady Ashley Townsend, running for City Mayor of Columbia. Ashley, let's get to it.
Okay.
Let's get to it. Now, let me throw this out. I want to know her affiliation.
Okay.
So, what is your political affiliation?
I am a diehard independent. I believe being an advocate for the people. I do not want to blindly align with a political party. I am fiscally conservative and socially liberal. I just believe for doing what's right and not being painted into a box. And I've always been a diehard independent.
Diehard independent. Your whole life? My
whole life.
Okay.
I mean, typically that does say, like, most of the time I will say, yeah, that are my principles aligned with voting more Democratic than not. So, but as far as my political affiliation, I'm an independent. I want the freedom to choose, and I don't want to have to just blindly align one way.
Okay. I like that.
Understandable. Okay. Question I got for you. Here we go. If you can answer this. All right.
Okay.
What is the biggest issue in Columbia that politicians have avoided talking about?
Wow. Well, from what I've, our displaced persons population, a lot of people are saying we don't have homeless here. I feed them regularly out of my own pocket. My father and I cook. I go to the family center. I see them. There are a lot of homeless people here, and that's an unspoken truth.
Yes.
A very much unspoken truth.
With nowhere to go.
With nowhere to go. And what's happening is, and I saw this in Lebanon, a friend of mine whose wife is the director of mental health services for Lebanon, which is Wilson County. What Nashville was doing was that Star Line. They were giving their homeless one-way tickets on the Star Line, and basically they were ending in Lebanon and just being left there. So that caused Lebanon to have to create more affordable housing for placement of their displaced population, which was an all of a sudden occurrence for them. That's why, because I used to love going to Prime Outlets out there, the Ralph Lauren outlet store, and that's gone. But it's gone to in a good way, in a positive direction, to say like, hey, we have to get these developments because we have to have somewhere to house these individuals that were just being dropped off here. So what I'm saying is individuals that are coming from all over, and they come for mental health services here because there's a network for mental health institutions. We have one right on James Campbell, Pinewood Springs. They get discharged after their mandatory holds or what have you, and then they're on the streets. And now our Murray County Sheriff's Department, our first responders are having to go and deal with petty crimes or trespassing. And I'm seeing displaced populations locked up regularly. And I'm in the courtroom when you can't tell me they're not there because I see them. I know their names. Like, hi, Mr. Mark. What's up, Chris? Why are you here again? Oh,
well, we know Chris too.
Yeah.
No, for real. No. I didn't even say his last name, but I know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So when you see this, it's concerning, and no one's discussing it. You see the people showing up to the people's table, and they're there in droves. And thankfully, Murray Regional comes out to the best they can to give them some kind of health services there on the spot. But it's a perpetual issue that's not being addressed. And we don't have homeless housing really here. They have the room at the end, but as far as I know, that's kind of become an obsolete operation. So we have no resolution in sight that's being taken, that the severity of that. And when my birthday, I spent over 8 hours with the first responders. And one thing they said to me were, hey, we see 90% of our day is seeing the 10% of the worst. They're going under these bridges and having to get these people out. They're responding to these calls, and you see it. And it's a lot. And, we have officials that say that we don't have any homeless here. Well, I will tell you, that's a lie.
Yeah,
that's a lie.
The library.
Yes.
All you got to do is hit a block. All you got to do is hit a couple of blocks.
And you'll see them dragging their carts and having nowhere to go. And we don't have a resource for them, but they're here. So what do? We have to address that problem. They are still people here in our community, and health and safety is an issue for any individual in my mind. That's just having a heart for humanity. Something else is our lack of resources within our county for domestic violence victims. We do have a time for change, or I believe they also call it Hope House, but that's just such limited. We don't have a dedicated domestic violence emergency shelter for women and children that are suffering from that. And again, that's something I see in the courtroom on the daily.
Oh yeah, they whooping heads around here.
They are, and there's a lot.
There's
a lot that's happening where they're severe victims, women and children that are suffering and being victimized in the most grotesque domestic violence situations, and they have nowhere to go. Something that's not being addressed or discussed.
So as a mayor, how would you address that?
Like I said, so with public policy or private network of organizations and funding, there is a solution to the problem. So I would believe bringing my resources together, the network of individuals that I know. If it can't be addressed under a city budget or with the cooperation of city planning, and there are organizations that are willing to help. And they just need to know that this is an issue that happens here and it needs to be addressed. And those conversations are already happening.
Right. Tough conversations.
Yeah, necessary conversations.
So how you handle the conversation like that, and you have other people who saying it's not an issue? Like you saying, like, homelessness is not an issue.
Well,
how do you handle it?
You can't argue with stupid or reason with crazy. So that's when you just go.
You can't what?
Argue with stupid or reason with crazy.
Exactly.
So that's when you have a plan B. There's like plan B that they got rid of with, the initiatives to wipe out women's rights and women's rights to choose. So just putting that on there, Governor Lee.
I see you talked about that.
Yeah. Come find me, bro. We'll talk about the Unemployed Musicians Fund yet again. Okay. So when you have that, that's when you need to really start having the conversations with the directors of these other private organizations that can assist you with the cause. Because there's no time to wait. There's really no time to wait. And sometimes bureaucracy, it extends past the problem. And then the problem continues to grow. So you have to nip it in the bud, as my grandma used to say. Just nip that in the bud, You have to. And that's why it's I think as a role as a leader, having your connections to achieve the goals of the community are necessary. And it's not just saying like, okay, we're going to sit here and we're going to take a vote at city council. Okay, what can we do outside of that? And what wheels can move a little bit faster? So a leader needs to have that at their disposal. Just say, I can pick up the phone and call this director of this organization, say, this is what my city needs. How can your organization help? And how quickly can you do so? Those are the conversations I'm having, because I don't.
Them the conversations we need a mayor having.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are the conversations when I'm talking about bringing in this health collective, which I meet with next week, to provide prenatal care to women at no charge to them and no cost to the city. Because sometimes the issues are too vast right now, and the need in our community is it's going to take a detrimental turn for the greater good, and that's something we can't see happen. So it's important, and I'm asking a lot of those that I know to say, hey, can you be here? Can you do this? Absolutely, Ashley. I can do that. What is it that you need? Okay, let's sit down. Let's start structuring. Let's get the analysis of what's happening. And yeah, from, a friend that is already starting to get land donated to do displaced person housing. We had a grant. There was a state grant available that had little pod homes, right? And why we decided not to utilize that, and they actually had the structures that they just delivered.
So hold on.
Part of the grant
I'm
funding.
going to interrupt you. So it was a grant
Yeah.
for the city of Columbia.
There was a grant provided by the state, right? If I'm not mistaken, it was something that was under the Health and Human Services federal department, right? So they were providing municipalities and state funding for municipalities to take advantage of having these little modular homes, right? Little tiny houses, okay? And that was supposed to be to help the homeless population. Nashville took advantage of it. Our smaller municipalities throughout our Middle Tennessee area did not.
Because they don't see people here as homeless.
Yeah, they don't see people here as homeless, but I mean, I think in my travels around the world and the work I've endeavored to do, I've noticed that sometimes it's just easier to say there's not a problem so that you can further refoul these individuals and get them out your way so that you can profit off of what needs to be done. And that's not acceptable to me.
No. I'm glad you said that.
Major way to say that.
So look, let me ask you this. How do you plan to balance the growth while keeping Columbia with the small town identity? Because the people like to come.
I feel like we talked about this a little bit earlier before we went on camera. That's why I was like, didn't we already talk about this? Off air, but back to that. So one thing I love about Columbia is the authenticity. So that's important to empower your local population, and home ownership and stabilization in housing is important, especially home ownership. So right now our real estate analysts are looking to see what areas need to be penetrated to give that option to people. We need to have their funding programs through different financial institutions where you can get a mortgage for $0 down, no private mortgage insurance. We need to bring home ownership into a reality for a large portion of our citizens here. And that can happen. That can happen. They're available. FHA 203K program saying, hey, this house needs work to be done, but there's a mortgage that you can get to make you a homeowner and also fund your construction project on that residence. Educating the general public around these programs is important. Empowering our local small businesses. So I would like to have more resources available and more education available to tell small business owners how they can achieve the 8A funding program through the SBA, small business funding under the USDA, because we are in a USDA eligible track. That gives us the empowerment back.
Now, when you say we're on the USDA
eligible track, so
third grade.
Okay, third grade. You keep saying that. So the U.S. census, everybody knows about the census. So the census, okay, well, the census is where everybody goes. The federal census sees who is located where and how many people are there. And they determine whether it's a rural area, if it is a city area, a larger municipal, metropolitan area. Now, the USDA is a federal department. And under the USDA, it's about rural funding. So even though we're the city of Columbia, we are not a large metropolis. Therefore, we are in an eligible area for the programs for small business funding as being a rural area. It's under USDA rural development.
So not to cut you off. So
Yeah.
just because we're in a rural area, we actually get extra benefits.
We do. And so, like Murray County, outside of the city limits of Columbia, you can actually have first-time home buyer funding or home ownership funding, your mortgage through the USDA. So if you're further out in the county, and all you have to do is go to USDA.gov. I think that's it, isn't it? USDA.gov, and you can put in your address, or put in a address, and you can see what's eligible, what's ineligible.
See, I didn't know.
Yeah. It's on the USDA, or just Google USDA rural development, and you can see the home loans available, and you can check to see if the house you want to buy, and USDA offers 100% financing. I think they might even now go up to 105%, if I'm not mistaken, but it's on there. And another thing is that the USDA credit score is not it's not a disqualifying factor. You can't have certain collections on there, things of that nature. But just because you have a low credit score doesn't automatically disqualify you. And your debt to income ratio, meaning the long-term debt you have to pay, like those bills, compared to the percentage of your income that has to be paid on the bills, which are on your credit report, that gives your debt to income ratio. And I think the USDA actually go up to 55% of your. You can double check me on that, but you know where to find the information. USDA rural development on the website, and you can find out if you qualify.
Right.
But they have small business funding, and it's also something not being utilized. There's also a ton. So we pay everybody pays federal income tax. If you got it, well, I can't say everybody. You got to have a job. So if you have a job that is, a reporting job, reporting job, not under the table, okay? When I say a job, I mean one that's like a legally structured job.
Right. You get a paycheck, a check stub.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the books, job.
You're accounted for.
Yeah. You have your federal income tax, and I'm the nerd that every year I review the federal budget to see how our federal government is spending our tax money. I do that. It's like 300 and some pages. I know it's probably boring.
No, he's a nerd. He understands.
I'm a super nerd. So it's probably boring to most, but
not to him. He's
not to him. And I love Star Trek too. Just put that out there.
Damn, he like track stars.
Oh, he like track stars.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So you have what you got me thrown off. Oh, what was it? Oh, federal grants. So you pay federal income tax, and this is money you're already paying. So this structures every federal department, which is kind of funny, has grants under their heading, whether it be we need to be utilizing. We talked about youth off the camera too. So surprisingly, the Department of Justice has federal grants available to reduce recidivism. That could help our local organizations here. Our nonprofits, our municipalities to implement programs and get the funding. We already pay for it. We just have to apply for it through a grant writing process and utilize it. So, and housing and urban development, that's HUD. So there's funding under that program that can help the municipality. So it's not that people have to pay more money. It's you're already paying it.
Right.
And these are hundreds of millions of dollars go unutilized every year through these grant funding programs.
And so where do this money go if it's not used?
Where does it go? So
don't lie to us, politicians.
I'm not lying. I don't lie. I'm not a politician. I'm an advocate for the people.
Okay.
So I won't lie at all.
Okay.
So when they're unutilized, it gets recirculated back into the federal budget, right? But here's the thing: with the underutilization of the programs, when they start to rebalance the budget. If they're going unutilized, they say, okay, well, we have too much money there, so they take it out.
Yeah.
So that's what we don't want to see happening. And hundreds of millions of dollars. And you see, when they talk about wasteful spending, I have so many friends that have worked in government. And I will tell you what, when they talk, they are like, oh, we got to spend up the budget because they've, they want to meet their metrics. So they have the same funding for the following year. So in different states, not our state. I will say this. I will preface that by saying,
not state Tennessee.
I won't. But it becomes a problem because they have to spend off these dollars so that they can get approved for them the following year. And it's like, man, but what are you actually doing to help? Oh, well, we did a conference and we took everybody. We were all eating steaks and, people getting drinks on credit cards for Insanity. And I'm like, really?
Just so they can get their money back again next
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
That's why road construction picks up around the end of the fiscal year.
Absolutely. And then they're just doing useless stuff where it's like, but can we get a sign though that says the speed limit?
Right.
And we all just threw this down here. It's not even paved right. So you have to come back and do it again 3 times over. Like, what in the world is going on? Pothole.
Done purposely.
Done. I really do. And you have that funding, and they start doing government contracts. So instead of it becoming a public works program, it starts to be sourced out to private entities, and they negotiate their own contracts. So, and there's a lack of transparency with those things happening, which is what we're seeing. And if anybody pays attention to the federal Department of Homeland Security, Christy, no, where the money at?
Where the dough, yo?
Do you understand? Where's this LLC registered? And who is your silent partner? And why? There's a lot that, like, if it's out there, people can find it.
Right.
As long as they're asking the right questions.
Right.
Right. Now, question. If you can explain what the 8A is.
Oh, okay. 8A funding through the Small Business Administration. That is small business funding geared towards minorities. When I say minorities, yes, that'll include people of color, but also women. So we look at disenfranchised groups or minorities, and that's eligible. So as a Black man, you know, you could qualify if you had a registered small business. If you need any assistance in figuring out how to structure and filing for an EIN, tax ID number, you can come to Hallworth Law.
Her name is on the door.
My name is on the door.
For real. say the law again so we can go over there.
Hallworth Law,
All right.
813 South Main Street. For some of the people that were saying my address for my petition party was not on the flyer, my name is on the door. Okay, so you can find me right across from Ted's Sporting Goods. But the 8A funding program, that's specifically, now there's the eligibility of such is a program, but it's geared towards minorities being women and people of color. Okay, minority groups, federally registered minority groups. Okay.
All right. I got another question.
Shoot, I'm loving the questions.
All right. What is one opinion you have that might not be popular with other people, but you believe is best for Columbia?
Oh, well, that's crazy. I haven't really thought about that one, to be honest. I would, because my opinion is just listening to the people and what they need. So I'm only giving the feedback from what I hear people need. So I guess I really don't, I honestly don't have an unpopular opinion that.
We'll come back to that the next time we interview.
Yeah, the next time. After I talk to a few more people, I guess. I mean, I guess one of it would be that just because I wasn't born here doesn't mean I can't be a great leader for our city.
Man. Say that. All right.
I've been here 20 years, so I think that gives me some notoriety.
So how do you, speaking of that, how do you feel about, because of course you hear it, we've heard it, like, she's not from here.
Yeah.
How do you?
I mean, to be honest, yeah, it's slightly offensive, but one thing is that sometimes you need to see a little bit outside of the box. Like, you know, when they say you can't see the forest for the trees, sometimes you need a different perspective. And it's not as if I haven't spent a large portion of my life. I'm only 40. I've been here for almost 20 years. So a large portion of my adult life has been lived here in the city. So yeah, it's slightly offensive, but you know, you can't argue with stupid or reason with crazy.
Good answer. Good answer. What would you say be your biggest challenge going into this race?
My biggest challenge is definitely overcoming that obstacle. If she's not from here, regardless of my background, my experience, clearly my knowledge and my love and pursuit to make the city better. That's a huge obstacle for me to overcome. And I would say being this was posted and someone brought it to my attention. Is Columbia ready for a Black mayor? Now, what's funny is when I talk to white citizens, my color never comes up. The only time I've really heard anything about my being from Columbia or even my ethnicity has been from my own people, which is I mean, I don't know.
Are you
really how to take
surprised?
that. I'm very much surprised because I love my Black people, and because I love myself. So it's shocking to say the least.
Mm.
To say the least, and not caring about if someone's qualified or what their initiatives are and what they endeavor to do. But if you just want to judge me by the way I look, or just because I was just born somewhere else, then you're eliminating a lot of growth and a lot of prosperity from like our community lives in general.
Right.
If you automatically want to disregard an individual because they weren't born in 38401, or just because I didn't know that God made me like this. I am who I am. I'll be who I be.
Right. So with your campaign becoming mayor, how are you handling criticism and political pressure? Or have you faced
well, I don't really care about, there's no political pressure involved, and criticism, go on, brush your shoulders off. That's really how I feel about it. I have, because failure is not an option for me, and I've been in the public eye for so much of my life that you can say whatever you want to say about me. I know who I am as a person. I am confident in who I am. I love myself, and I love God. And if it's just coming, it's baseless, especially from individuals that don't know me. Why don't you come and meet me before you decide to have an opinion about me? Because I'm open for the again, my name is on the door. My name is on the door. Okay? So come and have a conversation with me. Ask me the questions to my face, and then I would be happy to answer them. But anyone who wants to formulate an opinion about me with misinformation or with falsehoods, why would I ever let that affect me? If I don't know you, why do I care?
Right.
And if you're not, and I'm trying to get to know you and you're not, why do I care? It just can't. That's the distractions that I spoke of. The distractions. I'm not going to be distracted or swayed by pettiness.
Right.
Because it's I'm living my best life.
There we go.
I ain't going back and forth with you.
Hey,
Okay.
all right. Look, so with your experience in a law firm, how has it prepared you for leadership in city government?
Well, here you go. As we know, the law is the foundation of our nation, right? From our constitutional rights. And what we need is someone who has a grasp on what's being done. And a lot of legislation is about the legal structure of such, how it affects the individual, the language, if it's a violation of a certain Tennessee code annotated or statute, or even a constitutional right, privilege. It's important. You can't, I believe it's very difficult to navigate. And when I say my legislative advocacy has gone beyond this, it's very hard to navigate the bureaucracy and figure out how to change without having an understanding of the legal aspects and understanding what you can provide to your citizens that they are legally entitled to, where violations might occur, and holding people accountable through the legal avenues for such. So.
Correct. So what we did before, we don't want to end on a note like this. So
I've been having a great time though.
Thank you.
This has been the most awesome show. You have another question.
We got a couple questions.
Couple. Back to personal side, right?
Okay.
This gonna sound weird, right?
It's gonna sound weird.
You get personal.
I'm from the island of misfits, so let it sound as weird as possible.
Right. What's your favorite restaurant here?
Ooh, okay. Get it. Can't just make Los Portros tacos on 8th. Gabe Alvarez there, banging Willie's 5-star wings. Even though it's a food truck, does that count? Because I love Willie's wings, and I love Willie.
I love Willie.
Man, Square Market Cafe, because I get the same thing. I love their tomato and artichoke soup and that panini. That's seriously KC's, man. Because I mean, like her meatloaf is banging. And them greens are hit bussin'.
Yeah.
And that hot water Cornbread too. What case? Like, let's see. Do I keep having to choose? Oh man, that's hard because I'm such a foodie. But those are the places I go. I love going to Buc-ee's in the morning for my ribeye biscuit. I'm the only person I think that orders it. Okay, so I go to Buc-ee's in the morning. I get a ribeye biscuit with sauteed onions, cheddar cheese. It's a buttered biscuit. So you know when you get like the crumble on top of your steaks, kind of turns out like that, but I can eat it on the go. It's on the menu, but I think I'm the only. as far as I know, I'm the only person that ever orders the ribeye biscuit.
Yeah.
But it's like a great $6. It's tasty. You get the sauteed onions on there.
Shout out to Buck.
Yeah, but I love to cook though. So yeah, if I eat somewhere, then it has to be good, because it's another little known fact. I was featured 2025 in the Food and Wine Grand Tasting in Centennial Park with my friend Chef Nami. We did East African food, so that was an honor to do so as a chef. I am a chef as well, so.
Oh, okay. All right,
But I love to cook, and my food is great.
You not cook chitlins?
I do, but I leave it to my father. My father.
I leave it to my dad.
My father, like I can't. It's all the cleaning of. I love to eat them, and I won't eat everybody's chitlins.
No,
Right? And like when you start telling me you're cooking chitlins in June, I'm like,
No,
that's in November all day.
Sure.
It got to be cold outside. Where was the first frost? Like my
Yeah.
greens. Where was
Yeah.
the first frost? Before you start picking those greens.
You are right.
Yeah, but this is the cleaning. But yeah, I can't. I put a little yellow mustard on mine.
Oh,
I do, yeah. So the way my dad cooks them, he does like red pepper flake, like it's a slight hint of spice, just slight. And then I take it, it's like a hot dog, and I put yellow mustard on it, get some turnip greens on the side, heat it up.
With mustard.
okay. I ain't never tried with chitlins with mustard either.
Yeah, it's my little thing, a little French's yellow mustard.
All right. So what we also did was we didn't say who we was interviewing, but we just asked different people on social media to send us some questions that they may have.
Cool, let's answer.
Okay, so I got one here. I'm not gonna say who sent it or whatever.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying? We don't put no charges on them. And so one of the questions was ask her what's the real reason she's running, and if she's actually capable of running a city.
Oh, okay. The real reason I'm running is because I am here and bound on and determined to help the city. And yes, I have a track record of legislative advocacy. I've worked with Cory Booker, Bonnie Watson Coleman, Frank Pallone, my friend Reed Gutierrez, who's now the mayor of the city of Trenton. I have a financial background, a legal background, and I am one with God. So beyond, and vast network from my years in entertainment too, of being there and helping with philanthropic endeavors. So yes, do I think I'm qualified? And my only reason for running, because like I said, I'm not a politician. And it just really has nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. It's because it's on my heart to help, and I know that I can. And failure's not an option. So can I do it? Absolutely, with bells on.
Ching ching.
That's what I'm saying.
You got one, bro?
I didn't do the internet questions, but yeah, I got another question though.
Okay, you have another question.
Coffee or sweet tea?
Oh gosh, well, I'm a huge coffee drinker, but man, who could turn down? That's like a Sophie's choice. Coffee or sweet tea?
Yeah, coffee or sweet tea.
Yeah, this is Sophie's choice, man. But I drink coffee I drink coffee way more than I drink sweet tea. I would say.
Right. Cha-cha slide or
Cupid shuffle.
Or Cupid shuffle.
I'm just gonna go with the electric slide. I'm gonna say neither, and I'm gonna go with the electric slide. Yeah,
because you know that one. You know that one by heart.
I know. Well, you know what? I forgot how to. It's funny you say the Cupid shuffle. I forgot how to do it. It's all those line dances. I forgot. But we were at the Juneteenth thing. Mm. Round, round, do your thing, do your thing. And so I picked right to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the. It is fun.
Yeah, it is.
Now kick, out, kick. This was at the Columbia, and we were doing the Cupid Shuffle. It was with Timothy. Yeah, I know, it was great. We were doing Timothy Johnson. I got a chance to meet him, who is such a nice man. I will say that he is such a nice man, and he has such a great heart. And he said, "God, deliver me a big sister and all this." I said, "You can come out and talk to me anytime. Anything you need help with, I'm happy to help you." But it was the young lady with him who had his shirt on. She and I said, do you know how to do this? And I was like, I forgot how to do it. And we were out there. We have me, her, Matt Day. We had everybody going. We were
all right. Okay. What is let me see. Why should people in Columbia trust you with the leadership?
Well, I mean, I have a clean criminal history.
It's 2026. That don't really mean much now.
I'm just kidding. With 34 felonies. Right. No, beyond that, this is what I do every day. Our clients come in, they are in need, and we go above and beyond to assist them. And it's not about the money. I mean, because we say justice for all. And when you walk through our doors, it's justice for all. Our lead partner started. The reason why I loved working with Gene for so long is because he started his legal career 55 years ago running the Legal Aid Society. He was a legal aid attorney here, got out of law school. So we have a line past that. It's about helping, and I help daily. And I think there are a ton of people in Murray County and across Middle Tennessee that can attest to that. Because it's not about me. It's about helping our citizens. And it's already something that I'm dedicated to do every day. So that's why you should trust me, because my results speak for themselves, and I'm here to help and always have been and always will be.
All right. What message do you want every voter to hear before they go to the poll?
Choose someone who will fight for you. Choose someone who's willing to listen, and choose someone who has a plan of action to get the results that's needed.
All right. Where can people follow your campaign and stay involved?
Absolutely. So you can email me at ashleyforcolumbia@gmail.com. We have my Facebook, Ashley for Columbia Mayor, on Facebook, as people have been seeing out there. You can leave a text 615-669-7110. That is our team chat, Google Voice, whatever number that we all have access to. You can email me at hallworthg@aol.com. Okay. You can find me at 813 South Main Street. Cause my name is on the door.
On the door. Your name is on the door. Now, if people wanted to donate,
absolutely,
or donate money or volunteer time, how would they be able to
just email us. So my first thinking about campaign donations was that I really wanted any donations to be a direct reinvestment back into programs needed here. So like my campaign fundraiser, I wanted to say, hey, this should support the Murray County School District and Parks and Recreation. But if they want to volunteer their time, absolutely, just contact us via Gmail, contact us through the Messenger on, like you did, Messenger on Facebook. We're very responsive, as you can see.
Yes, yeah.
I'm always very responsive. As soon as I see it, I'll ding, 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 ding. My phone's always dinging now, so I'm like, it goes dead a lot too. So I apologize. You can see it on, you can follow. Look, if you look throughout my life, on people are saying, oh, Ashley's phone is dead. Contact me, text her through me. There's just things that happen. But volunteerism, stop by. We're having our petition signing party tomorrow at the firm, 813 South Main Street, across from Ted's. My name is on the door.
All right. What time is this?
It's going to start at 4. We're going to have food, some music. So come out. And it's, we moved 2 doors down. We moved from 809 to 813. So, I mean, all right. Name's still the door, but
the name's still on the door. Just look at the door. It's on there.
Yeah, just look by the Thurgood Marshall statue. Okay. So if you, I'm in this camera now. Oh yeah, that's right there. Yeah, because some people are like, oh, the address isn't on there, but we're going to my petition signing party at Hallworth Law. So at our office, so where my name is on the door, 813 South Main Street. But yeah, volunteers would be great. I have a great team. A lot of people on board. We will be responsive. Just message us if you want to get on board with us. I would love more. I would love the support. It's an honor and a privilege to even sit and be in service of our community.
No, I think it's important to have a team. So before you go, shout out some people that's on your team. Like you got your
I have Romero Clements, Belmont Law graduate here. He's also a member of our firm. And Belmont.
Some camera time, man.
Yeah, come on in, Romero.
Come on back here.
He's always dressed so nice. He's great. Come on in, Romero. Yeah, Romero Clements here.
Here we go.
Yeah. I also have our social media individual, Peyton. We have so I don't know if some people I can disclose. Again, I disclose everybody. Alex Andraka, who is working with our real estate endeavors. We have Ricky Hammond, who's one of my biggest supporters too. He's an advisor. Gene Hallworth, an advisor. Billy Barnes, the former chair of the Democratic Party, also an advisor, working well. He sat in on I got my first official approval for an endorsed candidate from Tennessee Reporter.
Okay.
I got the email this morning to the interview, and they said they were happy. So I got The race has just started, and I got my first
Can you
official
announce their name or you got to hold it?
Tennessee Reporter
Mhm.
is the formally approved my endorsement. So they'll be posting it soon and doing what's wonderful. They're doing voter guides to help the general public make informed decisions.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And with you being on the team, how's this experience been for you?
It's honestly been pretty enlightening. Before this, even though I, spent some time in law school, so I got a little bit of familiarity with the legislative portion of things along with the judiciary. It's kind of cool to be able to really see things come together like this, and also not only like see and hear a vision coming together for a city for the benefit of its people, but also really being able to like kind of see how that comes to life. It's very inspirational. It's making me think of some things that I could do on my end to really kind of improve my community as well. So I appreciate
Well, thank you.
Yeah, motivate.
And if you got some encouraging words or something, why would people should vote for Ashley?
I would say that it's because she has a plan, but it's also because she's willing to build the bridges. And I do feel like, especially in politics today, people can agree with the sentiment that there's just not a lot of connection between the people who are living the experience and the people who are dictating the experience, So really, people that are willing to not only like be like, hey, I'm willing to address the problems, but also I'm willing to like kind of help you equip yourself to be able to not only understand your problems, but how to face them properly. I feel like being able to like have that kind of empowerment, that kind of drive behind like a message is really kind of important to like any kind of world that we want to build moving forward, especially with the state of things right now.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Ro.
That was a good
That's why you got him on your
I
team.
was talking over to say, man, you gotta get that man to talk for you. You gotta put the mic in his hand.
For
I
real.
like that. That was
So
good.
early
That was
voting start when?
Early voting. Well, so I'm a part of a general election, which is November 3rd, but we have early voting that's beginning July 17th, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because our primaries are August 6th.
Yeah, and then the deadline, if you haven't gotten to register to vote yet, is I believe actually July the 7th.
7th. Yeah.
Oh, it's coming
So
up.
it's a short period of
it's
time
coming
to
up
get
quick.
yourself registered. With the redistricting that happened, everything's kind of a mess. But if you there's different ways to register. They get the QR code. You can go straight to the Murray County Election Commission, which is right off James Campbell.
right behind Domino's. People.
Right behind Domino's. That's true. Everybody knows where Domino's is. And I will say that manager told me they're the number. I went there to stop to get a pizza. Their friends wanted pizza. I was like, okay, I guess I'll pick it up. And they were busy as all get out. But they said, guess because we're the number one store. I said, well, and my pizza was, the slice that I
The
had.
number one
was
Domino's in Columbia.
the number one Domino's in Columbia.
Yeah, I think it's the only one. Ain't it?
No. It's
Is
one
that
on
no?
Nashville. It's one on Nashville Highway, and the one over there is way better than the one on Nashville Highway.
There's an endorsement, right?
Yeah, just gonna be honest. Yeah.
Talk about free eats.
I don't patron Domino's a whole lot, but I will tell you, but it was a nice thin crust pizza. So, but yes, right behind Domino's, you need to go if you are not registered. If you have to update your license, update your address, what is it? Renew your driver's license, renew your IDs. You can do it online. It's Tennessee Department of Safety. It's they pay like a small fee to do it online, but it's more convenient, and you can register to vote right as you update all your information for your renewals. But it's highly important. There's also an online. The register to vote can be done online as well. If you have all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed, like you don't have any weird name changes or address changes, or like you're trying to move this, or if it's your first time registering, things of that nature. But
all right. Well, what's your final words you'd like to share to our audience?
it's time for change, and we need to progress, and move forward together. We need to really build this sense of community stronger, and we need to make our citizens more empowered with education and resources.
All right. And campaign man, what was your final words?
I mean, can I really say much better than that?
Right.
You a good campaign dude. I like that. I'm gonna hire your ass too. Bring you in, man.
He's also a lyricist.
He is?
He's a musician.
Oh.
I'm not gonna put him on. But if you ask me, Joe, please.
Because you know I'm not. Hold on, whoa. You know I'm Nas and Old Dirty.
I
I don't want to go to battle. I don't want to go to battle.
Don't listen to that.
He's
more.
I'm always ready to
He's
battle.
more chicken noodle soup
With
with the soda on the side. That's it. That's his lyrics right there. He's more chicken noodle soup.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. But yeah, we met, and he was a neighbor in Nashville, and he was young, and he was like, I'm in law school, and I said, that's great. So I've known him for a few years and watched this path of his growth, and from his graduation on, and preparing to pass the bar at the end of July. So
hey, amen.
Got him intertwined, and he's working. He works with what, Clarksville Prosecutor's Office.
It was the 19th Judicial District Public Defender's
Public
Office.
Defender's Office already.
So Montgomery and
My-
Robertson
my-
County.
So you got Chud Bond tonight.
Well, man, we want to thank y'all for coming on to the Home Team Show.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
for
having
having
If y'all got
me.
any
This is
music, man, send that to isittight@gmail.com. We will play y'all.
Is it tight? Is it tight?
Is it
right?
tight?
Is
Is
it
it
right?
tight? We promote independent artists.
Yes.
If you know independent artists,
I know a
also
lot
promote.
of them. I mean, I did a lot of artist development. And
Yeah,
creative
we don't just play hip hop and
We
R&B.
try not to play too many people that's mainstream. We try to give the
Low,
low man on the totem pole to
Yeah.
shine.
So are we playing that? You said you wanted to play a clip from my music video, or one of my music
Do you
videos.
got it?
Oh, it was the one you showed.
Oh yeah.
Do
the
you got
remake.
it? Do you got it, Paco?
That's because everybody thinks I'm just a
Okay,
singer.
hold on,
Like,
Give it time. Give it time. We pulled it up. I did send it to him.
I mean, I just
It's,
said,
is it tight?
is it
Is
tight?
it tight at gmail.com?
Yeah, just how
I
I
see
said
you,
it.
brother. Type it. Yeah, I got you.
Is it tight? Is it tight? Is
Is
it
it
right?
tight?
Is it right?
Yeah.
No problem. This has been such an enjoyable experience. Thank
Yeah, it
you
was
for
nice,
being
it was
welcoming.
nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for speaking words into fruition when I'm there.
Yeah, when you
I
met,
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
I like the
appreciate
fact that you had answers. You was
Mhm.
on it. Wow. And it was good.
And it
was
wasn't. And it wasn't
answers.
just political
it.
jargon. You know what I'm saying?
See,
It
y'all,
wasn't.
y'all didn't even see like the first 30 minutes when she made it here. We just sat down and had a whole conversation about stuff. And I was thinking like, man, we should have the cameras rolling now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta have a brother and sister conversation.
Yeah.
See, we family now. So we had a brother and sister
That's
conversation
what's
here all camera. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank
that's
you,
great.
fam.
Thank you. Cuz need to get his voting rights back. 'Cause he got
Yeah.
a slight
Well, we
little-
can't talk about that
why
on
you
camera no more.
Why you just make her cousin? She was sis. See, she was just sis. You just said
Cuz, okay, sis, he need help, sis.
Well,
back
you
in
know,
the
that
lineage.
again, we have that privileged conversation with
Yeah,
council,
yeah,
so
yeah,
we
okay.
will work on his individual situation and anyone's because we've been working with the voter restoration. I've been working with Jamila Bumpus Brown, and love the president tomorrow. She's amazing. Love Lori Baker. Thank you so much for that opportunity. But we've been working very hard in strives in educating the general public about voter restoration, making up a guide for such, and making our firm accessible to help when there are, extenuating circumstances that might not be so easy to accomplish.
Okay. So like we said before, hey, she ain't just in politics. She ain't just in the law. The lady got music. The lady got music. So we're going to leave off with the old school video. What's the name of the song?
It's called Rewrite the Stars. It's actually in The Greatest Showman. So that's my music partner, Chris. We used to work a lot. I actually directed this music video too.
And she's a director.
Uh-huh.
No, I want you.
So we're going to leave out right there, man. TYP.
It's not a secret I tried.
Ashley Townsend. Man, thank y'all
I know
for
you
coming.
want me.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to
So
not
don't keep saying our hands are
Tune in, man.
tied.
Home City.
You claim it's not in the cards, and fate is pulling you miles away and out of reach from me. But you're here in my heart, so who can stop me if I decide that you're my destiny? What if we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing could keep us apart. You'll be the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. So why don't we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world could be us tonight. You think it's easy? You think I don't want to run to you? But there are mountains, and there are doors that we can't walk through. I know you're wondering why, because we're able to be just you and me within these walls. But when we go outside, gonna wake up and see that it was hopeless after all.
No one can rewrite the stars. How can you say you'll deny when everything keeps us apart? And I'm not the one you meant to fight. It's not up to you, it's not up to me. When everyone tells us what we can be, how can we rewrite the stars? Say that the world can be ours tonight. All I want is to fly with you. All I want is to fall with you. Just give me all of you. It's not impossible. Say that it's possible. How do we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing can keep us apart. 'Cause you are the one I was meant to find. It's up to you and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. Why don't we rewrite the stars? Changing the world to be ours. You know I want you. It's not a secret I tried to hide, but I can't have you. We're bound to break in our hands are tied.